few weeks ago, I ran the Great Cranberry Island 50K for the second time. When I went into this race last year, I looked at the course where you had a 2-mile out and back road that you ran basically 8 times, and I thought, you know, this is going to be more of a mental challenge, but it should be, you know, good preparation for a 6 or 12 or 24-hour loop race. What I discovered was it's actually a really fun race because it's an out and back and it is really scenic and it's a small field. During the race you really get to know everybody and you're constantly seeing the same people over and over again as you go. And it was I really had a great time, not just during the race but also in the post-race party and the whole atmosphere. And this year, exact same thing. It was a great time. A lot of big personalities come out to this race. It's kind of got a good cult following. You know, we got there early on Saturday morning, went out to the island, started socializing with everybody, and then the race itself starts in the middle of the day at 11:30 a.m. And once again, it was a really hot day. I had not as good of an experience dealing with the heat as I did last year. There weren't quite as many of hoses out, although there was a really nice slip and slide, which quite a few people would go down during the race, and I almost every loop would stop and soak my hat, and that would keep my head a little cooler. But unfortunately, I didn't finish the race. I got about 24 miles, 25 miles into the race, and my back was spasming, and I wound up just calling it. It's the first time I've DNF'd that I can remember since I was in high school. But it was still a great experience. I had a lot of fun, you know, for the first 18-20 miles before my back started to bother me. And one of the cool things was, because I wasn't one of the fastest people this year, I actually got to watch the race up front develop as Ryan Aschenbrenner and Leah Thorvilson took off and just left everybody else in the dust. They both broke last year's course record. Ryan won the race in 3:25:07, so he was about almost 7 minutes under the old record. Leah was 3:32 even, and that was 4 seconds under Chuck Engel's record from last year, and it was almost 29 minutes under the old women's record. So both of them had great races. And then in the lobster party afterwards, there was a big lobster bake. Everybody got their corn and lobster, and it was just a big party. We got to see some interesting going-ons throughout the night. A lot of people stayed and camped out. And as I said earlier, this race is all about the big personalities, and the biggest personality is one of the race directors, Gary Allen. He puts on not just the Cranberry 50K, but also the Mount Desert Island Marathon, and heads up Crow Athletics. And you know, he's just got a real whimsical style about him, and it's a lot of fun watching him doing what he loves, which is making everybody else happy with his races. You know, one of the other personalities that was there this year that was, you know, was a hoot was Leah Thorvilson, who she finished her race, immediately got into a costume and had this gigantic wig on, and went in and helped some of the runners finish up their races, paced them in for the end. And it was just a lot of fun seeing everybody, you know, trading off a pink tutu between all the different marathon maniacs. So if you get a chance, I highly recommend going out running the Cranberry Island 50K. It's going to sell out fast next year, I'm sure, because it sold out a lot quicker this year and that's just the trend going forward. But it's still worth trying to get into, and next year should be a special treat with some of the plans that Gary was talking about, and I'll leave those as a surprise for when he's ready to announce them. The Cranberry Island 50K this year was also the RRCA Maine State Ultramarathon Championship. So I want to just say congratulations to the winners there. Was Roger Marquis, who had a time of 4 hours, 6 minutes, 19 seconds. And last year's 50K champion Amanda Labelle finished in 4:08:39 and took home the women's title. If you do want to know more about either Gary or Leah, they both took part in the Marathon Mastermind, and you can listen to some coaching sessions with both of them just by going over to www.marathonmastermind.com and joining in yourself.